Thanks for being with us today. My name is Dave Harridan with Web Seminar Productions, and I'll be your behind-the-scenes producer for today's Flexo Global webinar program. It's my pleasure to be here today to make sure this program is successful and meaningful for both you and your entire organization. Just a few words about flexoglobal.com, who is an independent web-based enterprise designed to promote and service the global flexographic industry. Founded in 2007, Flexo Global's web portal gathers flexographic information from all over the world and makes it available to all members of the Flexo industry free of charge. Flexo Global is led by Laura Hatch, and I encourage you to get in contact with her about anything pertaining to the Flexo community. She's a great resource, and she'll be sure to help make your Flexo business more successful. We encourage you to visit the website at flexoglobal.com for the latest information pertaining to the world of Flexo packaging printing. Today's program is from our good friends at Screen USA, who have a unique graphics workflow solution for the Flexo packaging industry, and will be talking about their unique product portfolio today. Our program facilitator is Ralph Abelhawk, Product Manager of Digital Packaging Solutions. Ralph, thank you for being with us today, and take it away.
Thank you, Dave. We're very delighted to be here today, and thank you very much for joining us today for our Screens Packaging Solution Portfolio webinar. Also on the other line is Jeff Skolnick, our Regional Sales Manager, Digital Packaging Solution, Western U.S. Canada. We also have Leah Wilchin, our Regional Sales Manager for the Digital Packaging Solution for Eastern U.S. and Canada. And we're delighted to have Jeff Kelsedy as our Support Manager in California office. Today's agenda will give you an overview of who we are and what we do. We're going to go over the history of the company. We're going to discuss our packaging solution portfolio through the different versions that we have in terms of workflow solution. And we're also going to touch base on Screens Flexo.Hyper 400 DPI. But before we do that, let me take you back to 1868. Dynapon Screen was founded in 1868, but in 1942, Dynapon Screen Precision Manufacturing Division was established. We are about 5,000 worldwide employees in total. We are a member of Nikkei Star Market and our U.S. corporate office in Rolling Meadows, Illinois. I would like to give you an overview on our core technology, a little bit about our market segments and location. Dynapon Screen is a technology-based company. Our core philosophy is always focused on research and development from its very beginning in 1943. We have 7 factories in Japan, 1 in China, and 1 in the UK. Believe it or not, 60% of the total jobs worldwide is concentrated in the company's technical side, mainly research and development. In terms of our major business segments, we have 4 segments: semiconductor segment, flat panel display, precision technology, and media and graphic arts. Let me give you a little bit overview on each segment. In terms of semiconductor, Dynapon Screen holds the market share in the single wafers and batch type cleaning equipment. We also hold the top share of the global market encoders developers for the LCD panel production processes. We develop, produce liquid display panels manufacturing equipment worldwide. In addition to manufacturing printed circuit boards equipment, Dynapon Screen also develops, produces, and sells CTP worldwide. Believe it or not, we sold around 16,000 CTP units overall worldwide. Let's go over our packaging solution portfolio and what we're going to cover today. We're going to cover the hardware, and we're going to cover the software as well. We have 3 different models: FX 1524, FX 1200, and FX 870 Mark II. And the main differences in those 3 models are basically on the plate size and productivity, meaning speed. The size of the plates starts from 30 by 34 all the way to 42 by 60 inches. In terms of productivity, it varies between 4 to 6 square meter per hour. In terms of software, we are offering 3 different versions: full automated, advanced, and page fit advanced. As part of our packaging solution portfolio, we offer our customers a complete financial services, installation and training team, and also support services. I hope this is just give you a quick overview of who we are and what we can do for you. At this point, I'm going to pass the presentation to our team members. Jeff Skolnick, our regional sales manager, will discuss the workflow, as well as Jeff Calsadias will go over the screening process and technology. Jeff?
Thank you, Ralph. The reason that we created SE Flexo Series workflows because we saw an opportunity in the marketplace that had to do with our ability to build a workflow that was based on Adobe Core technology with screens, automation, and our ability to focus in and create a packaging-specific workflow. The full automation package was developed to answer the question to many of the owners who are asking us to offer a complete JDF automated workflow, start to finish, file submission to file output, beginning to end from the time that file comes in the door to the time that we ship it. So we built full automation to answer that question. We created this workflow to accept a file from your website, to be able to take it from a secure file transmission. We have two ways of doing that, directly into the hot folder, which goes into our complete file management repertoire of functionality that has ripping, advanced pre-flighting, two versions of layout, advanced trapping, and then out to a workflow-generated, web-enabled approval, collaboration, proofing module, our Equios Online proofing software, which allows for remote proofing of workflow-generated files. And why that's important is because with a workflow-generated proofing, you never have to worry about file integrity. Is my proof that I'm looking at going to be the same as what my final output is going to be? What our online proofing module, our Equios Online proofing module allows for is a file integrity proof that ensures that what you folks are looking at and marking up and discussing and making changes on and then finally approving is the actual file that's going to generate plates. In a completely automated way, we take it from there utilizing our screening, whether it's our conventional screening and the ability to use our multi-screen function to combine it with our Flexo.hybrid screening to afford the maximum print quality of what images should look like on a given project. At that point, we completely automate the process of going out to an inkjet proof if your customers still need an inkjet proof to sign off on. And once that is approved, we completely automate the functionality of outputting to plates. And while that's going on, we're using our tools to speak to JDF-enabled MIS systems for reporting all of the functions that have happened, how long each step takes, back to an MIS reporting station, as well as integrating it with SIP 3 or 4 enabled finishing equipment, whether that's online presses, digital presses, or cutting. Trueflow SE Flexo Advanced is our mid-range workflow. We configured this workflow for the mid-size printer, mid-size operation that is looking to take advantage of Adobe's latest core and still maintain some high-level automation with file management, ripping, pre-flighting layout, using pit stop engines for pre-flighting, imposition, trapping, PDF proofing, conventional and Flexo.hybrid screening, and all of the features that we talked about in our full automated workflow are available as an upgrade for this particular workflow. Our third offering is SE Flexo PageFit Advanced. This software configuration we designed for those of you who have already invested heavily in a workflow that you're happy with. Although you're looking to upgrade your output devices and maybe proofing, the workflow that you have you would like to maintain because of the investment. We understand and we respect that. So we configured this PageFit Advanced software to accept a 1-bit TIFF from any of the workflows that you currently may have. And if it's a ESCO workflow, we can accept a LEN file and take either a 1-bit TIFF or a LEN file directly out to our FX Series digital imagers. One of the main features of the overall screen package, however, is our industry-leading 4800 DPI resolution. So to allow you to take advantage of that, we also configured in this software the ability to accept a high-res PDF from any workflow and allow the ripping and the screening to be done at the workstation, so you can take advantage of being able to output 4800 DPI and our Flexo hybrid screen, even though you're maintaining all of your other work and other processes with the workflow that you currently have. This workstation, the PageFit Advanced, also has the ability to reassemble 1-bit TIFF separations for a quick and easy layout, whether it's a straight layout, gang run, or step and repeat. It also allows for resizing of the plate to take advantage of minimizing or maximizing the plate size, so you're only using the plate size for the images that you're printing. So I'm going to turn this over to Jeff Calzadiaz, who's going to now show you how we build this powerful, fully automated workflow.
Thanks, Jeff. Hello, this is Jeff Calzadiaz out of the Screen, California Engineering Office. And what I'd like to show you today is how we build one of our powerful, fully automated workflows. We have the ability on our Trueflow workflow to go ahead and drag-drop icons directly into build a rules-based workflow. First one we're going to start with is the input ticket. Bringing in the input allows us to input files using the latest Adobe Core, which enables us to handle live transparencies on the fly without having to flatten the file, as well as do pre-flight and RGB to CMYK color conversions. As soon as we have our input done, we would slide right over to our auto trapping. Now, our auto trapping allows us to set up rules for our auto trapping, whether it be for transparencies, whether it be for spot colors, also allows for individual manual editing of traps. Next, we're going to go to our Approve icon, which enables our Equius online proofing solution. This allows our customers to, simply by running through a workflow, receive an email notification allowing them to know that their proofs are ready to be viewed remotely on screen. They would click on the remote icon and it would automatically start the proofing process. This will give the customer the ability to send back messaging whether there were changes applied, whether the job was okay to go, and approve it on the fly, and also allow them to release the job from a remote location. We could also add our imposition icon, which allows us to do any kind of step and repeat, or simply add our bearer bars and registration marks in an automated fashion. As soon as the imposition is done, we could go ahead and continue in the process, which goes to sending a proof out to either an Epson or an HP plotter, giving us a hard proof back to our customer. We could also put any kind of notification in there, allowing the press room or sales reps or CSRs to know the proofs are ready or completed, allowing them to go ahead and forward this over to the customer, giving them a status of the job. As soon as the proofs are done, we could go ahead and output directly to any of our Screen FX Series digital imaging devices, allowing us to go ahead and image at our industry-leading 4800 DPI dot shape, whether it be in a conventional or a Flexo hybrid dot shape. We could also apply any kind of bump curves to the process, as well as docking curves, allowing for color adjustments on press. At the same time while it's imaging, we also have the ability to send SIB3 and SIB4 information for ink key settings and finishing solutions. While it's sending that, it'll also provide JMF messaging back to MIS solution on the fly. Now we're going to look at an actual workflow process as we go through a job. In the Screen Trueflow workflow, we could actually see what's happening as it's going through and what processes have been completed. At any point in the job, whether this was going to be reviewed remotely from outside the printing company or on-site from any workstation, unlimited clients, unlimited seats. We could check the status remotely to see where we're at in the processing of the jobs. At this point, I'd like to turn it back over to Jeff Skolnick, who will be covering our industry-leading 4800 DPI resolution, as well as our Flexo hybrid screening technology.
Thank you very much, Jeff. Screen's 4800 DPI resolution is the highest resolution available today within the industry. When we look at what this all means, we take a look at where we started to gain an understanding of why this is so important. Most of us in the industry started out imaging at 2400 dpi. Math tells us that's over 5 million pixels of data per square inch to create each individual dot. The importance of that is how we image, where we get the detail, its effect on vignettes, all of the important things that happen in imaging. We progressed up to 2540 dpi, which was over close to 6.5 million pixels of data per square inch. So as we were moving forward and moving up, we were adding more pixels imaging per dot to give us better output. 4800 dpi mathematically comes out to 23,040,040 pixels of data per square inch per dot. That's 44% more pixels than any screening available in the market today. What does all this mean? Simply, more pixels per dot is more data, which gives us a more stable dot. And the results are better resolution, smoother images, higher print quality, improved shadow contrast, sharper images. Here's 175 LPI screen ruling a photograph of a 2400 dpi dot versus a 4800 dpi dot. You can visually see that it's a much sharper dot. Also, with the way that the pixels are actually created and imaged, it explains the accuracy with which we're imaging. Here's another way of looking at it in its effect on tint areas. Now, this is conventional flexo screening, both 4800 dpi and 2400 dpi, which clearly illustrates the sharpness and the detail of which the imaging is being done. Flexo dot hybrid screening is a special halftone dot that was designed specifically for the packaging industry. It is Screen USA's third generation hybrid dot, and it combines the power of 4800 dpi resolution with unique printing screening characteristics that give us the sharper and more accurate imaging. With this screening, the minimum dot is increased and a reinforcing pattern is applied to the actual dot itself, which results in the creation of more consistent patterns in highlight areas. It also protects the dot from the processing. The resulting effect is the actual dot that we're trying to print. A 1% dot is a 1%, a 0.5% is a 0.5%. Screen has the ability to image Flexo dot hybrid at 20, 30, and 40 micron settings, which are specific for different types of printing. For example, if you're trying to print a label or you're printing PET on a shrink bag, then quality is of the utmost importance. Well, then maybe 20 micron at 210 line with Flexo dot hybrid screening is going to give you the best results. Flexo dot hybrid screening, it's 20% higher in resolution at 4800 dpi than any other technology on the market. It's 44% more pixels of data per dot to form a much more stable dot than anything else available today. It provides a much more smooth gradient from 0 to 100, and our accuracy is down to being able to image that 4800 dpi dot at a 5.3 micron setting. The results of all this are cleaner details, cleaner vignettes. We're able to image down to a 1-point type, 0.5 micron, 0.05 at both positive vignettes, smooth gradations. Just an overall better reproduction of minimum dot. At this point, I'm going to turn it over to open it up for questions and answers.
Thank you very much, Jeff. Great job, and thanks to the other Jeff and to Ralph also for a great presentation today. We've had several questions come in from our audience, so let's go ahead and get started with those. First question is, do the FX Series imagers support imaging of dry film?
The answer to that is yes. Thermal dry film can be exposed on all of our imagers. On our FX 870 model, we can also image letterpress and offset plates as well.
All right, that sounds great. What plate manufacturer's plate material is supported on the FX imagers?
All digital thermal plates, regardless of who's manufacturing, can be imaged on the FX series of digital imagers, whether it's process solvent, thermal, and or any of the water wash technologies that's available today.
Sounds good. Next question is, are the 4800 DPI resolution and Flexo dot hybrid screening upgrade add-ons?
Great question. The answer to that is no. Because screen technology is a later technology, it was easier for us to manufacture all of the great features that we have, such as 4800 DPI resolution, our Flexo dot hybrid screening, our speed set at 4 square meters per hour, 4 to 6 square meters, depending upon some of the letterpress technology that's out there. All of those are standard on our FX series.
Very good. Looks like the last question we've got for today is, how long has Screen been making workflow for packaging?
Another great question. We started doing Adobe-based PDF workflows 12 years ago when we were first introducing our CTP solutions. We currently have over 8,000 installations worldwide of our workflow solutions. Our packaging-specific offering was introduced late last year.
Thank you very much for your questions. We're about out of time today, so if you do have any additional questions, please feel free to email Ralph with those questions, and he'll get back to you right away. Again, thank you, gentlemen, for a great program. We really appreciate you being with us today. Thanks, everybody, for joining us. We'll see you next time on a Flexo Global webinar. Take care now. Bye-bye.